Hi everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I finally, I feel like I'm behind in sharing with you guys, but that's okay. I'm finally sharing with you December 1st for my December daily. I already shared the 2nd because I did the ambassador hop. So this is the 1st, and I decided, since I had so many great everyday photos, I'm gonna make a little 3x4 book. Why not? I have 2 albums this year. I can go all out if I want to and make everything thick and chunky, I guess, if I want to. So I am going to use this star pattern paper and then fold it in half so that way I get the 3x4 size, and then just use some thin copy paper on the middle. And as you can see, I use my bone folder to fold the papers in half, and now I'm going to go ahead and staple the book together, and then I can go ahead and put my photos in there. At first, when I first started this project, I thought I was going to use that star constellation pocket, but in the end I'm going to switch it for something else. Pulled out my die cut drawer, and I decided to use a die cut that I die cut, obviously, and it says super basic December day, and then I also have a tree as well, and I just added 2 word phrase stickers documenting and this season. So it's almost like a sentence, documenting this season, and that'll be kind of the start of my little booklet. I'm going to go ahead and open it up with a photo of the rain. It was a very, very rainy day, and actually December 1st was supposed to be a really amazing field trip with my daughter to the zoo, and we didn't get to do that because it was raining and so windy. So December 1st kind of went a little south, I guess you could say. So I had to make the best of it, and it wound up being a great day overall, but it was just a bummer it couldn't start with a field trip. I did get a really great package in the mail from Allie Edwards in the subscriber sale that I was able to get some goodies, and I also added in a picture of some leaves, and I even used 2 of my journaling cards that I made. I shared that video a while back because sometimes when I make the journaling cards, I'm like, oh, they're so pretty, I'm going to definitely use them, and then I forget to use them. Which is not my intent, but I've already used 2 of them, and it's day 1. So I wound up getting a gorgeous sunset photo right before we took my daughter to karate, so I captured that, and then I am going to use another photo for some collages of the evening. And as you can see with that woodland paper, I loved it so much, but I wanted to make sure I got the reindeer in there, so I just trimmed it so that way the reindeer portion was showing, and I added in a die cut house as well. So this is the collage of photos, and I just used an app on my phone called PicFrame. And so for this particular collage, I did a 3 photos in a 4x6 collage, and then I did another 4x6 collage to insert that first collage in, so that way it would be 3x4. So the last, and I hope that helps, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, just leave a comment and I'll explain it better. But PicFrame is how I get my photos the size that I wanted, and then I can just print them from my phone, or I can just print them on my computer, either or. Okay, so the other part of day 1 was this mind map, and I was kind of bummed that I wasn't going to have like not a great day, but I wasn't going to have the day that I expected. So it was really nice to be able to just kind of think and use this first day mind map as a thinking exercise almost. So it's exactly how I intended. You know, in the long run, that's how I intended it to be, is a way to think about how I want to start this month. So in Believe in Magic, I talked about how the elves arrived and the kids are really thrilled, and I am just going to ride that magical wave for as long as I can. Finding my way, I started at the bottom by accident, and I put determined to take the season 1 day at a time and try not to overcomplicate things. And then above that, I put joy can be found in simple things and just embrace that. Don't overcomplicate things, because that can be so easy to do during the holidays, right? And this whole month. So the next one is December stories, and I just talked about how I felt that day. I was just feeling very, very tired, but I listened to some festive music and enjoyed the sunset and working out, and The unexpected pink sunset was absolutely magical, so that was really wonderful to see. And as you can see, I am adding extra lines with my ruler because I did not have a lot of lines, or I needed more lines. And if you've been around here a while, you know that happens to me all the time. I need extra lines. Special traditions, I just made a list of like everything during the day that I was really thankful for. So colorful leaves, my husband's hugs, my bed, being able to exercise, laughs, and music. So over on the next little spot, I'm going to talk about how the field trip was canceled, but we are definitely going to be able to do something that weekend as a family, and hopefully we'll just be able to go to the zoo as a family at some point. For the presents, I talked about how I'd love to be able to make a few gifts this year, and I'd like to do some crafts with the kids and just mindful of how I spend my time and just find that balance between, you know, life and seasonal celebrating. And then Twinkle Lights is just talking about how I'm going to check my maps for Twinkle Lights. Yep, I have maps. I have maps for Twinkle Lights. So I'm going to check those, make sure I'm all ready to go. Okay, so I have all of those filled out, and now I'm going to move on to kind of decorating my book. And I realized that I accidentally skipped a page, so I just glued them together, no big deal. So that way none of the pages were blank. I went through my Stories by the Month stash and I found a label stamp that I really love to use. It's from an August Stories by the Month kit. I stamped it directly on the pattern paper, and you know, me being a picky stamper now, I just didn't like it. So I'm going to stamp it on white paper and then fussy cut it out, and I can use that. So I think I wind up stamping it two or three times, and I'll just use those. I also took a scrap of the star paper and I fussy cut out every single one of those little stars, so that way I could use it throughout my mini book, and that way it keeps like the star theme consistent throughout. So I'm really excited to just use paper more this year and be intentional with like using what's in the kit and, you know, my supplies this year. So I am cutting all those out, and then I can start writing in my book about the little things that are going on during this particular day. And then I'll be able to wrap up this project. So I've cut out the stars, and now I'm going to add some to the rainy day photo. The rainy day photo, I was just at a stoplight in the neighborhood and I just snapped a photo real quick, and I just wrote about how the high winds and lots of rain canceled our field trip, but it makes for great cozy weather and cozy reading weather. So I'm going to try to give myself some extra reading time this particular day. I also am using the word phrase stickers, and I put yes to this right in the middle of the photo, which was kind of on one of the side mirrors, but that's okay. It'll work still. The next photo is, of course, the package that I told you about. It was a gigantic package, and I'm thinking about sharing a video about what I got in the Allie Edwards package, and also a cherry on top. I got a package from there with some new inks to use for December Daily. So I think it'd be really fun to share it with you guys, so just let me know in the comment section if you want me to share. And by the way, tell me I'm not the only one. This is something else you can leave a comment for, but all that wrapping paper in the Allie Edwards box, I saved it so that way I could use it for wrapping paper or wrapping like my decorations that are fragile. So I can't be the only one. I added another label to the sunset photo talking about how the leaves in our backyard are just like a rainbow. There's a rainbow of leaves, and of course the sunset being absolutely incredible. I'll add 2 little star pieces to the woodland photo and then flip it to the next page. This page I really love how it came out. I did some combining of stamps. I stamped Thursday and then capturing life twice, and home life down in the bottom. I was extremely exhausted on Thursday, just very tired, and I got a hilarious picture of my son and I at karate, and then of course hilarious pictures trying to put my daughter to bed. It's just shenanigans are always ensuing wherever children are involved. So it's a wild evening as always. So that is what I am going to write about in my journaling. I said, you know, today didn't go as planned, not only because of the field trip, but because I was unexpectedly beyond tired. I couldn't even keep my eyes open. And I said, yet it was December, and somehow that helped to keep me going. Plus, I did my exercise. I gave myself extra treats and did a workout, listened to music. And then I talked about that funny picture with my son and how he didn't want a picture taken. So he put up the pretzel bag. And so I just mimicked him with how tired I was and put my hand in front of my face. So I just go along with the teen antics. The last little photo of the little mini book is of my book that I was reading. I'm really trying to read a lot of books this month, and this was the first one, and also just read a lot of holiday books. So the first one was A Very Merry Bromance, which is part of a really awesome series, and it's by Lyssa K. Adams. I loved this book. It was so, so good. It was number 5 in the series, and I have already finished it and absolutely loved it. So that is what I ended my evening with, and it was the perfect way to end a very, very long day. Okay, so this is where I go to put it in the constellation pocket, and I was like, I don't really like that. It just felt stiff, and it didn't feel like it was going to be able to hold up well. I don't know. I didn't like it. So I got that glassine bag. I think that's what they're called. And I measured it, and I left some extra room on both sides, the 3x4. So that way it was a little bigger than 3x4, a little wider. And then I got out some chipboard, and I attached chipboard to the back of the glassine bag and hole punched that as well. And then I can tuck the 3x4 little booklet inside of it, and it'll work great. Much better than the other constellation one. I don't know, it just wasn't working and I didn't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and use this glassine bag and tuck it in there. And then I am going to do one other little thing that I almost forgot to do before I got started on this album, and that is putting in my decor photo. So I've got that all in, and I'm kind of showing you how it looks, but I want to make sure that I do my decor photo first. So I found this die cut that says, let's start this season, and I just added it to the top of the photo, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue it down to the top of number 1. And I think that's all I do with it. I thought about adding in a puffy sticker or something, but decided, you know what, a die cut is plenty, and that'll be good enough. Because we actually opened up our decor boxes, I think, right after Thanksgiving. My kids and me, we were both very excited to get our decorations out and start decorating. So I'm going to go ahead and punch the holes and then put it back in the album and kind of show you guys real quick everything that I put together besides this decor page and also day number 1. I'll pull out the little book so you can see the different photos, and I absolutely love how it came together, and I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing day 1. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.